while we were at the peak of smartphoneness, both the girl and I would be in places like this, playing on our phones. Welcome back. Let's talk about quitting smartphones. And this is in context, of course, on improving your eyesight. And a big part of improving your eyesight is getting rid of this close-up distance. And we all have, or a lot of us have, jobs that involve computer screens. And over the past few years especially, our lives have really migrated towards screen use, and a lot of screen use. And I notice this for myself because, as you can tell from my old face, I'm one of the generation who lived without phones, smartphones especially, and that worked fine. But now I found myself increasingly more and more reaching for my pocket when I'm bored, when I'm waiting for food in a restaurant, when I'm sitting on a subway, because it's such easy distraction. And fairly recently, I finally reached a point where I was like, okay, this is adding too much close-up time and it is messing up my life, because I travel a lot. I travel maybe 6 months out of the year. And in that, for example, I use maps a lot. I use maps all the time. And it's gotten to the point where in the past, you know, you check a paper map and you know what road you're on and you know what road you have to turn on and you ask people for directions if necessary. Today, I don't even remember half the time, or a lot of the time, what a road is called, because you just check the map and you look at the blue dot just floating along and you just go, okay, fine, I find my way. And I feel like things like this are slowly disconnecting you from your surroundings, from your experiences with surroundings. Another one, a big one, is meeting up with people, right? Because everybody knows you have a phone in your pocket. I feel like people are significantly more flaky than they used to be. So I quit smartphones a little bit ago, to the point where I just don't bring it with me. Like whatever I have to do that involves a screen and the internet happens on my laptop. When I close my laptop, that's it for internet. And it was actually a surprisingly easy transition for me because, as you might be as well, still from a generation where we lived without those things. So it's kind of easy to drop back if it's not in your pocket and you can't reach for it, that you have to find ways to entertain your brain like you used to, right? Like maybe talking to people. Like I'll go to a restaurant with my girl and she's very good about not using phones, and we'll actually communicate and we watch all the people around us having lunch, dinner, whatever together, and they're all on their phones. Like it's, especially when you leave that mode for a moment, you start realizing that much more that it's weird how much we're zombified by the phones. And it adds that close-up time. That close-up time creates ciliary spasm. That close-up time adds to the myopic stimulus. That close-up time is your enemy when it comes to all the things as far as your vision and your life is concerned, right? And we all know this already. Like Google and Apple even pretend they care and tell us like we can now check our screen time. It doesn't make any difference. What makes a difference is just leaving the thing at home. And what happens now is friends know that I'm going out without a phone. So when I'm saying let's meet at 6 here, they know I will be at 6 there and there's no way to change the plan. So there's a lot less, I'm noticing less flakiness in my relationships with people because plans are back to being plans. And if I have to find my way somewhere, I check it out at home and then I hope to find my way there. And it's back to being a bit more of an adventure than it used to be recently because I don't have a map in my pocket. So I have to find the way and I have to pay attention to how I get there. And maybe I have to communicate with people along the way. And while I'm not saying I'm going to be 100% smartphone-less like some kind of weird hippie hobo, I'm trying to first disconnect from the phone long enough to break that habit, and to where maybe sometime down the road I can reintroduce it in a much more limited capacity, right? Like I don't need to check my email when I'm out. I don't need to check my social media. Who cares, right? Like who cares? And I think you can draw people back into that mode because a lot of us at this point are a little bit tired of these phones. So like I just tell friends, hey, if we meet up, let's just do this without a phone, right? And you kind of can figure out who your friends are versus who's super addicted to their phone just based on, are they going to do it, right? Like, it's just like drugs. And I'm not saying that I condone the use of fun psychedelics, but you have to be aware that a lot of things are legal and allowed. You can eat as much sugar as you want. You can get as fat as you want. You can use your phone as much as you want. That doesn't make it okay. And we're in this weird space because everybody does it. This weird, enormous addiction that is just like drifting through everywhere. I'm in Asia. I bought 4 phones for family members, like an idiot, in Burma. And they were $100 a piece. And I was shocked how amazing these things are. Like, they're full screen, like there's no bezel, and they have great cameras, and they're fast, and it's just, now I'm not sure if I regret it, because I don't really want to introduce people to this screen addiction, right? Like, get away from it. And I have to say, in the past 2 weeks or so, it's been really fun. I've genuinely enjoyed not, like, you reach for your pocket and the thing isn't in there, and it's like liberating because you can't reach for it. It's not there. The temptation is gone. It's not in your pocket. Wherever you are is wherever you are. Whatever entertainment you want, you're gonna have to find it there. If you want to find your way, you're gonna have to find your way. If you're meeting up with friends, you better have made plans beforehand. I think while maybe you're not want to do this all the time, I think it's a great idea to introduce this and check yourself. Can you do it? And then when you do it, you're probably going to find it really fun. Like, I'm finding it extremely liberating to just be like, don't have a phone on me. That's it. In the morning, I'm online. In the evening, I'm online. During the day, I'm not online. So try that out. Just give it a shot. Give it a shot to just not having this stupid thing in your pocket, right? I was thinking of buying a button phone just for emergencies. I still haven't done that. As you can tell now, I'm in this hotel in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if I can show you this. Hang on, 1 second. Check it out. So this is the view right outside our hotel room. We've been here, I want to say like 4 days now, in the mountains because there was no wind to go kite surfing. We don't play golf. And now we're about to go back down the mountain. It's like 2 kilometers, 2,000 meters above sea level. And now we're gonna head back down to that kite surfing spot for a few days at least. Yes, of course, our room is incredibly messy. And yes, I'm dropping everything. But this is basically, I used to use my phone all the time when I would be hanging around, wasting time doing nothing. And now, oh, look at this. Now I'm spending a lot more time finding entertainment the old school way, which I highly recommend. Like, just, even in this environment, if you think about it, like, while we're at the peak of smartphone-ness, both the girl and I would be in places like this, playing on our phones, like hours a day, and I would catch myself just going, honestly, we can't find anything better to do than play on our phones. So she's really good about it. I'm catching on to it. Wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, just try a little bit of no smartphone use. And let me know how that goes. Like, if you're communicating, if you're in the forum, if you're in the blog, I mean, if you're in the Facebook group, even here on YouTube if you want. Leave some comments, let me know what you're doing. If you try out the no smartphone thing, let me know how it goes. And I'll see you in the next one. Meow, 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 meow.